Good, happy Tuesday morning, January 4th, 2022. I'm Riley King, and welcome to this Tuesday morning edition of the Riley King Newscast, right here on the Riley King Network. We have a lot of news to get to this Tuesday morning, so let's get started right now. First step tip line rewards announced for information about missing 7-year-old girl. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
New Hampshire Chronicle, now in its 20th season. Watch new episodes weeknights at 7 on WMUR.
This is a story that has grabbed national attention, and today it was clear Manchester Police Chief Alan Aldenburg wants some answers.
I'm appealing to everyone. Help us find this little girl.
An emotional Manchester Police Chief pleading with the public on Monday, asking anyone with information regarding 7-year-old Harmony Montgomery to come forward.
Quite frankly, enough is enough. This is a 7-year-old girl. Let's find her, all right? Let's come together as a community and do the right thing.
Police confirmed that Harmony was in the child welfare system, and it was DCYF that notified police last week that Harmony was missing. Last seen in Manchester in October of 2019. It's still unclear if Harmony's parents or guardians have provided any information to investigators.
I'm not going to comment on who we've individually spoken to, other than tell you that we have spoken with many family members.
On Sunday, investigators spent hours at 77 Guilford Street in Manchester, Harmony's last known address. They say the current homeowners have no involvement in the case, but are being very cooperative. A dedicated tip line has been established for phone calls and text messages. It will be manned 24/7 by one of the department's juvenile detectives.
30 to 35 detectives up there that are running on nothing right now, but they'll continue to run on nothing because they know what's at stake.
Now, the chief says they are in rescue mode, and until evidence proves otherwise, police assume that Harmony is alive, and they will do everything they can to find her. Live in Manchester tonight, Jason King, WMUR News.
Okay, there you go on that video and that report. "12 more COVID-19 deaths reported in New Hampshire." Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
So, you need a new roof, but you have so many questions. Should I get a metal roof or asphalt shingles? Are the materials...
Well, Tom, more than 200,000 people in New Hampshire have tested positive for COVID-19 since the start of the pandemic. That's almost 15% of the population. Now, state health officials say today's case numbers may be the new normal.
COVID-19 is not going away, hasn't gone away.
Now, New Hampshire's weekly test positivity rate is at a record high of 19.7.
If we continue to see further increases in COVID-19, that is likely to lead to further increases in hospitalizations and even more people dying from COVID-19.
Dr. Chan says Delta is still the dominant variant, but Omicron is spreading rapidly, with a number of breakthrough cases he calls concerning.
The many number of mutations that have been found in this virus strain. And those mutations mean that the virus is more likely to escape or evade a person's immune system, even if they've been previously infected, even if they are vaccinated.
Still, he says the vaccine works. Dr. Chan reports 70 to 80% of people hospitalized are unvaccinated. Another tool, 2 recently approved pills aimed to keep certain cases out of the hospital. They're not readily available yet. Records obtained by News 9 show 240 treatment courses of Pfizer's antiviral pill have been sent to New Hampshire. The state shows 220 of them going to hospitals. The eventual goal, according to Chan, is for these treatments to help ease the strain on healthcare workers.
Somebody has COVID-19, they can call up their primary care provider and get a prescription and go to a local pharmacy to pick it up without ever having to go into a doctor's office.
And Dr. Chan says New Hampshire's isolation and quarantine protocols are remaining the same for now as the state waits for more clarification from the CDC about the new recommendations it released last week. Live in the studio, Grace Feinerman, WMUR News.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. New Hampshire hospitals strain under COVID-19 surge as federal help planned. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
So, you need a new roof, but you have so many questions. Should I get a metal roof or asphalt shingles? Are the materials and workmanship...
Today, Senator Maggie Hassan visited Catholic Medical Center for an update on the hospital's efforts to address COVID-19 cases.
Their ICU is very, very full. Patients are staying longer. They have fewer resources to deal with other kinds of patients.
Also today, the governor's office announcing that the federal teams that will administer monoclonal antibody treatments, they're supposed to start work in New Hampshire, have been delayed until next week.
When somebody needs hospitalization because of COVID, it really is incredibly time-consuming, resource-consuming for hospitals, for the staff.
More federal help is coming for hospitals. Department of Defense healthcare providers will start soon. Advanced teams are already in the Granite State. That's in addition to others who are helping right now. Hospitals like Wentworth Douglas saying that the National Guard has been crucial.
We have guardsmen and women here on site who are helping to offload some of those responsibilities. We're grateful that they're in our midst and they're helping immensely.
The hospital's director of infection prevention says this goes beyond doctors and nurses in the ER.
Pharmacy staff, laboratory staff, all of our support services are experiencing untenable challenges at this time.
CMC officials agree and urge everyone to do their part to help out.
Not just here at CMC, but throughout New Hampshire, are exacerbated by the fact that not enough people are vaccinated. And the folks that we see in our ICU on ventilators for weeks at a time are really causing challenges and grinding the healthcare system in this state to a halt.
Alyssa Ali, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Gardner stepping down as New Hampshire Secretary of State. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
Bill Gardner is all about tradition, but there's an informal one concerning New Hampshire's long-serving secretaries of state, which he did not want to uphold.
The two previous Secretary of States died in office, and I've thought about that. was I going to be one like that? And it wasn't actually one that I aspired to.
Gardner is closing the book on a remarkable run of public service, taking office in 1976 and re-elected by the legislature every 2 years since. He has maintained New Hampshire's election integrity and zealously defended its first-in-the-nation primary for almost a half-century. Future presidents walk through his perpetually open door, but he treats them with the same friendliness and interest as he does the average citizen.
Why do we always have one of the highest voter turnouts with a system that has such high integrity with so few problems in it? It's because of Bill Gardner.
Gardner has spent years trying to maintain and build confidence in elections. He hopes to keep writing and speaking on that subject in retirement, but says American politics has changed during his 4 decades in office.
It's not as much about people now because of the changing communication and the less interaction, and that all makes it more difficult for people to come together.
And back live here in Concord, this is truly the end of a remarkable career in New Hampshire politics that has really risen in prominence alongside the first-in-the-nation primary, and Gardner is
the individual most responsible in New Hampshire for having defended the primary from so many threats over so many years. His deputy, David Scanlon, the Deputy Secretary of State, is expected to take over and will be sworn in a formal ceremony sometime later this week. Reporting live in Concord tonight, Adam Sexton, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Winter storm disrupts flights at Manchester-Boston Regional Airport. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
Yeah, Jen, all in all, the Manchester-Boston Regional Airport has done very well throughout the holiday season, but you take a look at the arrival and departure boards behind me, a lot of orange and red today. It's been a tough holiday weekend for travel, and the current winter storm down south is certainly causing some problems. Now, here in Manchester, at least 8 flights have been canceled today, and many others delayed due to the winter storm that's barreling through the mid-Atlantic states. 11 flights were canceled on Saturday, and 5 more on Sunday here. The airlines most affected today are Southwest, American, and United due to their connections in those mid-Atlantic cities. The numbers account for about 20% of Manchester's flights since Saturday, but airport officials tell us despite staffing, weather, and COVID-related issues, the Manchester airport held up relatively well through the holidays.
Typically, the industry likes to see less than a 2% cancellation rate, and we were right about 1.2% throughout the holiday period, but then the new year started, and it has not been a good start to the new year yet.
Now, although today's cancellations are weather-related, the airport tells us that they typically don't know the cause of delays or cancellations until maybe days or even weeks afterwards. Live in Manchester, Jason King, WMUR News.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Head-on collision shuts down Route 3A in Hill. Route 3A in Hill was closed Monday after a head-on collision in which one person was seriously injured. Police said one of the vehicles involved in the crash was engulfed in flames when first responders arrived. One person trapped in a vehicle was removed by firefighters. At least one person was seriously injured and taken to Concord Hospital, officials said. The crash is under investigation. And that does it for this morning edition of the Riley King Newscast right here on the Riley King Network. I hope you all have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you back here later on today for another newscast. Thank you for tuning in and watching.